case, and I can tell you that it is mostly a lifestyle related, and it is reversible. So it's a good news for you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So your cholesterol is not coming from blood sugar dysfunction or liver overload. It's not coming from hormones. It's not coming from gut inflammation, and it's not coming from a stressed terrain. Based on the information that you have given me, it is driven mainly by poor food choices, excess processed foods and sugars, low nutrient dense natural foods, and low physical activity. And the third cause is genetics, that's family history. And in simple words, the body is responding to dietary irritation and sedentary lifestyle. So it's not an internal disease. So this is one of the easiest types that we can easily reverse naturally. But before I give you the root cause healing plan, I want you to understand that there is a myth surrounding cholesterol. Cholesterol being the one of the most misunderstood molecules in our biology. For decades, cholesterol has been blamed by a lot of people as a villain behind heart disease, behind strokes, and behind clogged arteries. So many people have been taught to fear the eggs, the meat, and anything that is labeled high fat. But the truth is very, very simple. Cholesterol is not the enemy because it's what the body makes. Cholesterol is a vital building block of life. The real problem is not cholesterol itself. It is the terrain of the body, inflammation, insulin resistance, toxic load, and damaged metabolism. So let me just break it in clear terms because my sessions are more educative because I believe that most diseases stem as a result of ignorance. So that's why I put out some time in my sessions, first of all, to put you in the know, to get you to have the appropriate information. So your body needs cholesterol, it's not optional. And that's why your liver makes about 75 to 80% of cholesterol in your body. And that happens every single day, even if you eat nothing. Why? It's because the cholesterol is involved in many critical functions. Cholesterol is there to build and repair all the cell membranes. So every cell in your body needs cholesterol. In production of hormones like the estrogen, testosterone in men, cortisol, and progesterone, they need cholesterol. This is biology. In making vitamin D, it's very important immune boosting vitamin. It requires cholesterol. In production of bile acids, it's needed to digest fats and to absorb nutrients. And again, you know that your brain is purely made of mostly fat. So you can see that cholesterol has been brought to bear there because it will support your brain function. Your brain is rich in this cholesterol. Cholesterol, because I think there's what is very popular now, and it's called the Alzheimer's disease. When people begin to get old, they tend to forget things. And people think it's because of only blood pressure or heart related issue, um, unaware that the major issue is that a lot of people are now on statin drugs. They are taking medications to block off the liver's capacity to make cholesterol. So in the end, the brain is not being fed. The brain is going down. So people's capacity to remember is being damaged. So cholesterol, you notice again, will support nerve insulation and signal transmission. Cholesterol will help the immune system function. So without cholesterol, I can tell you point blank, life is impossible. So why would the body create something that kills it? It wouldn't. The big misunderstanding is that high cholesterol is often treated as the cause of disease, but in reality, it is usually a response to damage. For instance, when the blood vessels are inflamed, for a lot of people that have high blood pressure, their blood vessels are glycating because of so much insulin and sugar in the blood. That is a damage being done in the intima of the arteries or blood vessels. So that's where cholesterol is produced by the liver to go and plug into these damages. Just like when you have a cut on your body, you notice there will be a crust that will come and plug where you have that cut. You understand? It's the body's effort to bring healing. Okay, so long as those people continue in that destructive lifestyle, the liver will continue to produce more cholesterol to try to fix that damage. And at the end of the day, that is what will now cause arteriosclerosis, because now the blood vessels are now having lots of cholesterol plugged into those inflamed nerves, so making the nerves tinier. So you see, when you now begin to say the war is against cholesterol, no, the war should be against a lifestyle that makes cholesterol to come to bring healing. Do you understand it up till now? So if people are used to high sugar, or people have high insulin resistance or stress, toxins, even poor sleep, and especially processed food in your own case, the body continues to send this cholesterol like a repair patch because it wants to fix the injury. So think of cholesterol like a firefighter arriving at a fire scene. So a lot of people, when they come and see a fire scene and they will see firefighter, you will not begin to blame the people who came to put out the fire servicemen. You cannot be blaming them because of the fire. They came there to put out the fire. So that's what cholesterol does. It came to the blood vessels to put out the fire, the inflammation, to put out the harm that's been done to the arteries. All right. So when we now begin to blame that cholesterol for heart disease, it's like blaming the fighters for burning the buildings, whereas they came to quench the fire. So you can see, my friend, the real culprits behind high cholesterol problem, the real drivers are chronic inflammation in the blood vessels, high insulin and blood sugar spikes, because these are the things that glycate the blood vessels, damage the blood vessels. Then oxidative stress or toxic overload. When I talk about this toxic overload, I know you'll be wondering, is it possible to be having that amount of stuff? Yes, of course. You are a medical personnel. You know what is called metabolism. The cells of the body have metabolites. Every day they continue to also eat. The way you are eating and drinking and pooing, that's how the cells are eating, drinking, and pooing. So these metabolites, when they flood the body, now coupled with some of the things in the food, unbeknownst to you, that these things are not consistent with your biology as a human. Like, tell me what flavor is doing in somebody's food. Flavor cannot be converted to blood or to bone. So tell me what is doing in somebody's food. Tell me what a preservative is doing in somebody's food. It's only to prolong the shelf life of the so-called food. So that thing that is there to prolong the shelf life by regulating activities of microorganisms, when it gets into your body, it will also alter your gut microbiome. And when it alters it, that is where there is chaos in the body. All right. Now, some people, they have colors in their food. Tell me why you have, what is the purpose of adding red in the food you are eating? Like you cook fried rice, you add color to it so that it will look presentable. Can color, that same color, like E12 or E17 or whatever you add, can it be converted to blood or to fat or to anything that is in consonant with the human body? No. So these are the things that will now cause overload of toxins in the body over time. I'm not saying it's going to happen in one day or in 1 year. No, you notice it's over your lifetime. These are little mistakes that we continue to make that will bring the toxic overload, will bring the poor gut health. We now begin to breed hormonal imbalance. So when cholesterol gets damaged or oxidized in an unhealthy terrain, it can now begin to stick to the vessel walls. Not because cholesterol is bad, but because the environment, the terrain is damaged. Yesterday, when I was in a session with a patient that has end-stage cancer disease, I said, there's when we talk about the body and terrain, I will give an instance I used. If you have a drainage system, what you call gutter, around your environment, and that gutter is very, very dirty, you will notice that all kinds of insects, mosquito, and bees and flies, they will be coming around the gutter because it is attractive to them. All right. Now, what are you going to do if you want to stop those insects? Now, if you go and take an insecticide, that's what we call shelters, and use it and try to fumigate that environment or that gutter. Of course, you're going to clear those flies, those mosquitoes, but you're going to clear them temporarily, because after the smell of the insecticide clears away, more mosquitoes will come from everywhere because the environment is inviting them. All right. But if you now decide, okay, what you want to do is to clean house, to make sure that you clean that drainage system, that gutter, so that it will be neat, like where you can even sit down and eat. So you clean it, brush everywhere, all the molds, all the algae growing on the gutter, all the sponge smelling this thing. You try to clean it up and remove it naturally without chasing the flies, without chasing the mosquito, without chasing the bees. They will disappear because the environment becomes unattractive to them, and they will disappear and disappear permanently until another set of toxic load comes to that same gutter again. So you see, when I talk about a damaged environment, internal environment, it is very important because that is what will begin to breed the cascade of disease in the body. All right. So there are some common myths about this cholesterol. Common myths, like they say cholesterol from food will cause heart disease. My dear, now when I do my sessions, I consult a lot of data, a minimum of 1,000 plus data, including meta-analysis on PubMed before I come and do my session. So there is no proof anywhere. There is no biological proof that cholesterol, this type of program, I'm going to define what is good and what is bad cholesterol, will have an implication to the heart. In fact, the truth is that in history, people who have high good cholesterol live longer than those who have low cholesterol or who are on statin medications. All right. This has been proven through meta-analysis. So I say I consult a lot of data. I'm not sharing my wisdom. I'm sharing age-long proven wisdom. So it's not just mine purely. You understand what I mean? So a lot of people also don't understand that most cholesterol come from the liver and not from food. I told you it's the liver that produce 75% of the cholesterol in the body. You are a science student. You were a science student and you are still practicing science. So you can always check in your biology to find out. All right. So a lot of people also think that lower cholesterol is always better. But very low cholesterol is linked to depression, it's linked to hormone problems, it's linked to weak immunity, and higher mortality in some studies. A lot of people also think that statins will fix the root cause. But now they don't know that when you continue on statin, they'll begin to lower the cholesterol number, but they don't fix that inflammation. Like I've told you, there's a reason why the liver sends those cholesterol to the blood vessels to heal the inflammation. So until you begin to heal the inflammation, why are you killing yourself with you understand what I mean? So yeah, so that is it. So it's not possible to heal without making the appropriate adjustment. 1 minute. I don't know. Do you have any question from what I just explained? Before I talk about, no question.
No, no, sir.
All right. All right. So what I'm saying is that the truth is simple. Cholesterol is a healer, a builder, a hormone maker, a brain protector, and a brain protector. And sorry, I got a call. It's a disruption. And it also help in keeping you alive. So my thoughts about cholesterol, we now talk about why is your body producing it. I've told you, when you focus more on the correct diet, optimal sleep, reducing stress, your gut health, reducing toxins, and your blood sugar, you notice that that cholesterol will usually correct itself. So cholesterol is not the disease. It is often the body's attempt to survive damage. All right. So I have a little description on the root cause healing plan for you, which I'm going to send to you, but I just want to point some things out. Our goal in this root cause healing plan is to reduce inflammation, to improve fat metabolism, to clean the blood vessels, and to normalize the cholesterol naturally. So we start with a diet reset. And first of all, I talk about the things you must remove from your diet going forward. Number one, fried foods. I don't have time to begin to dissect what fried foods will do for you or will do against you. But I will tell you that it's better you focus more on some kind of fat when you want to cook with oil and not the so-called seed oils. All right. So packaged snacks, they are the things that you're going to get rid of going forward. Margarine or vegetable oils, I've mentioned them. Sugary drinks and juices. Then processed carbohydrates. All right. So you're going to, in the coming days, because my usual target to, have a very reasonable impact on the markers of cholesterol is 30 to 90 days. So in these days, you are going to have more vegetables. Example, spinach, cabbage, okra, broccoli, cauliflower, the vegetables. And I will give you a very important tip on how you will be able to eat lots of beneficial vegetables, without having to be, so stressed in your aim to eat more vegetables. What I do is I recommend you blend in vegetables as you make your swallow. So for me, when I want to, I just had the lunch now because I'll be working tonight. So I like to eat early. So before I go to work, I have digestion. So I just be drinking water. Now, what I recommend, like what I did is I got beetroot, cabbage, celery, and cauliflower. So I chopped them, put in a blender, added a little water so it can blend it. So I put it in form of puree. Then I pour it in a pot and I cook for 3 minutes and I thicken with oat flour. Okay, so you can see that I got my 5 servings of vegetable just from the swallow that I had. So I don't need to kill myself again that I want to eat this or eat that. And I did that with okra soup. So I got my complete 5 servings or so. This is the fastest way to getting more vegetables to begin to clear out all the toxins. That's one of the work that fiber, very good fiber, will do in your body. All right, to begin to dry up all the toxins that will cause the body to make this cholesterol in the bid of fighting inflammation. So that's why I want us to focus on the root cause. Otherwise, it's easy for me to say, go and take atorvastatin. I can just prescribe a statin, but does it end the problem? No, it doesn't. All right. So so that's the strategy. And now when you talk about the healthy fats that you need to lower the bad cholesterol, you have the avocado. I take avocado every day. As a matter of fact, I do my guacamole. I make avocado smoothie every day. So I store, as a matter of fact, if I open in my fridge, I have 7 days servings because of we don't have so much time here. So I blend everything as a smoothie, pour it in my glass jar, 7 different glass jars. But they are big jars because I share also with my wife and my kids. All right. Avocado, when I'm making it, I add a little olive oil and coconut oil, and I put some amount of nuts. The nuts I put are almond, walnut, pistachio, nuts. I don't put granite, and the reason is because granules are always rich with aflatoxins, and they are toxic not only to the liver but to the body. All right, except it's fresh granite that you can source. All right, so now the proteins I suggest and that I use and I recommend for complete healing: eggs, fish, all right, like sardine, mackerel, and beef. Okay, and if you have beans, if you have fear, if you have the bambara nut, which we call oba, then okwa, veg fruit. All right. Here we don't have such things, but we use lentils, chickpeas, green beans. In here in the UK, we have more than 10 different types of beans. You have black eyed beans, red beans, black beans, brown beans. I'm telling you, there are so many. I believe that you will have a lot of varieties there too, but it's up to you to look so you know what you are looking for. All right. So you are going to drink the optimal amount of water, but I encourage in the morning, you will add lemon in the water. This is important because of what we want to achieve. All right. Now we'll talk about moving the body. Because of the kind of work you do, you will not have the opportunity to really exercise the body. All right. So you need to create out time at least 3 times in a week to at least do 30 minutes jogging or brisk walking. If you don't have the environment to do that, please buy a skipping rope. Buy a skipping rope. If you are able to skip for 30 minutes, I'm not saying you will kill yourself because you want to exercise. No, if you are tired, you wait. All right, you relax. When you gain the strength, continue, but try to get 30 minutes. It's very important to get the lymphatic system and the lymphatic drainage system to work, because that's what will help to clear out the backlog of toxins in the body. All right. Movement, like I say, tells the liver to burn cholesterol instead of storing it. Now, a natural cholesterol support, which is very effective and which you can use, include and not limited to garlic. Okay. As a matter of fact, both garlic, ginger, turmeric, and these green leafy vegetables, the magic wand that I'm using is to add them in my fufu, because you may not be having time again to begin to process garlic and eat and what have you, except you have the time
Okay.
to convert garlic, ginger, and turmeric into puree, store it in a glass jar, take some and put in warm water and take in the evening. Because this will help you so strongly to thin the blood, to reduce your blood vessel inflammation, and to balance cholesterol production. Garlic, ginger, and turmeric in same measure. So if you're taking 1 stick of turmeric, do the same for ginger, and then about half of it, the amount, the measure for garlic, because garlic um is more, will I say, more intense or more concentrated. All right, but of course you're not eating these things raw, you're adding in water. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
very, very important is, are you a shift worker? You are a nurse, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means you do, sometimes you work in the night.
Yes, sir.
Oh, oh, all right. So you will try as much as possible to be getting a minimum of 6 hours deep sleep. All right. So anytime that you're not working in the night, you try to avoid heavy meals late in the night. Like me now, you can see I'm having my lunch and final meal by is 12 o'clock now for the whole
Yes,
day.
sir.
My lunch and my final meal. So for you, I recommend between 4 and 6 p.m. your lunch and your final meal. Okay, so avoid
Okay,
late
sir.
heavy meals and reduce sugar gradually. So the things we are going to monitor will be maybe after the first 4 weeks, based on the new adjustments that we have made, we can check again, because there are some people in this with this high cholesterol, which might, you might see, notice a significant drop, so we need to again do an appraisal to see that we are not doing anything wrong. All right, so I assure you
Okay.
this is not a lifelong cholesterol problem. Like I said, it's only a diet and lifestyle sign now. So once corrected, your cholesterol normalizes. Drugs are not so necessary at this stage, unless that you are having any complication. If you're having any complication, carefully define the complications to me, and I will tell you what to do about it. All right. So I've told you the
Okay.
cholesterol is high mainly because of processed food, sugary drinks, low vegetables, and low activity, not because your body is sick. So with this food correction plus movement, you can reverse it. So I'm going to send you the details of a 14-day plan, so that by the time you continue, even after the 14 days, we can do an appraisal and see how far we have gone. So all these little symptoms you are noticing here and there, let us dwarf the symptoms first and clear them out, and get you back again to health. Okay? So give me until tomorrow morning, and I will send you a 14-day complete plan on how you go about it. Okay? I don't know if you
Okay,
have
sir.
any question.
Oh, no, sir. Except the eggs, like egg. You, I hope egg is good for me to take.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Egg is good.
okay,
Egg is good.
okay,
And again, as always, they used to say all eggs are not equal. Just like I
okay,
used to tell people that all the birds, the so-called chicken, are not equal.
yeah,
All right. So I also do for eggs. They are not equal. The naturally grazed and naturally pasteurized birds are far, far better than the ones that are raised in a cage that go nowhere, that are obese, and uh, 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 um, some of them self in the cage, they can't move again. They have arthritis. That's why they are not only obese, they are immobile. Why? Because they are fed for the slaughter. And now, fed for the slaughter is not my problem here. My problem is that they are fed mostly on corn and grains, and these grains will increase the amount of omega 6 in their body. So that's why I don't eat chicken except it is a local chicken. So I will always prefer local egg than the farm raised egg. I will always prefer beef that is grass fed, grass finished than the birds that are grain fed, grain finished. And so also when it comes to fish, there are a lot of people now have fish farm, but they are also feeding them grains. Grains are the primary reason why people are obese. All right.
Okay.
Because the
Yes,
grains
sir.
are so common now. So the way grains make those birds obese, and we now today are eating grains. A lot of people, all their diet is revolving around grains. The people don't have money. I'm not well, it's not their fault, because a lot of people don't have money to buy quality food, quality protein. When we say quality protein, when you bring out 5,000 to go and buy yam, and when you bring out 5,000 to go and buy meat, the measure they will give you for meat. You understand?
Yes.
So I don't blame anybody. It's how our government have reduced the entire population. Mm.
Okay, sir.
All right, so I'm going to send you between now and tomorrow morning, okay? Because I have some
Okay.
other things to attend to, and then all right. So I'll chat with you later, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right.
Okay, sir. Thank